Good morning. Hope you guys have a great week. Today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on graphing equations and writing the equation given a graph. Tomorrow you guys will have an assessment on these two topics. Today you're going to practice. If you need help, you'll reach out to me. I will have some Google Meet times for tomorrow too, so you can hop on, ask questions if you want to. You don't have to. So the first topic we're going to talk about is how to graph an equation of a line. When you graph an equation, we are given two pieces of information. The first thing we're given is the slope, that's m, and slope is the number that's in front of the x, so 1/2. Now with slope, if it's positive, you move up and then you move to the right. If it was negative, we would move down and also to the right. The second piece of information they give us is the y-intercept, that's called b. The y-intercept is the number that's all by itself, the constant, The y-intercept tells you where to begin. So since our y-intercept is -3, we're going to look at the y-axis, and we find -3 on the y-axis, and we put a dot. That's our starting point. What we do is we take the slope to find our next point. So for our slope is 1/2. I move up 1 to the right 2, and I put my dot. After you have the two dots, you connect the lines together, and you will have the graph of the equation, y equals 1/2 x minus 3. So the first thing you do is you use the y-intercept to start. Begin with b, that's how I remember, and then you use the slope to move, m for movement. And then you can connect your two dots together. So let's try another one. Oops, sorry, went too fast there. So the next one, we have m, it's the number in front of x, so that's going to be -5/4. Now since it's negative, we're going to be moving down 5 to the right 4. The next piece of information that we need is the y-intercept, the b, and that's going to be the constant, the number that's all by itself. So +3. So we're going to begin with b. We're going to go on the y-axis, find +3, put a dot. Next, we're going to use the slope, the movement, to find our next point. So we're going to move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and then put our dot. From there, we can connect the two dots together to create the graph of our line. Let's try another one. First thing we're going to do is find our slope. Now this problem does not have an x in it, and our slope is in front of x. So since there's no x, our slope is 0. And we know that a slope of 0 is a flat line. It's like the floor that we walk on. There's no hills to go up or down, flat line. Our b, our y-intercept for this one, is the constant, the -4. So again, we're going to look at the y-axis. We're going to find -4, put our dot, and we know that the slope is 0, so we're going to draw a straight line going through that dot. And that will be our graph of y equals -4. The next one. Now this one is a tricky one, It's not y equals, but it's x equals. So with x equals, we're going to be starting at the x-axis. And we do not have a slope. Our slope is undefined. So we do have a slope, but it's undefined slope. What we don't have is, this is what I meant to say, is we don't have a b. We don't have a y-intercept, because we have the x-intercept. So this is our x-axis. We would find -2 on the x-axis. And we know that an undefined slope goes up and down. So it would be a straight line going up and down, because it's like your walls, You can't walk on them. So undefined slope you can't do. So that's how you graph, Use the y-intercept to start, and then use your slope to move. So the next thing we're going to talk about is writing the equation of a line. So remember, y equals mx plus b is our format. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to find two things. The first thing we want to find is m. Okay, that's this guy right here. Okay, and that's finding the slope. Okay, so slope is rise over run. So from this point, I'm going to rise up and then run across to get to that point. Okay, so the rise, we went up 2 boxes. So that's our top number. And then we ran across 3 boxes. So slope is 2 over 3. The next thing we want to find is our b, the y-intercept. Okay, so the b is where the line crosses at the y-axis. So if I'm looking at my line, I see that it crosses this y-axis. Okay, it crosses at this point. That point is the center of the graph. So our b is 0. So when I write the equation, it's going to be y equals our m, 2 over 3, x, and then plus our b, which is 0. Okay, or you can just write y equals 2 over 3 x. You can take the 0 part out because adding 0 doesn't change anything. Okay, it means the same thing. Both answers would be correct. Alright, let's try another one. So again, y equals mx plus b is our format. First thing we're going to do is find our m, rise over run. Okay, this is our m. Okay, so that's where you're going to put it. So we start at the left dot. To get to the right dot, I have to rise down, run across. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3 boxes. So since I'm going down, it makes it -3. And then I run across 1. If you simplify this, you just get -3. Next, we're going to find the b. Okay, the b is where the line crosses the y-axis. So the line crosses at this point. Okay, so we count from the center, 1, 2. So 2 is the y-intercept. Okay, and that's here, that's our b. So our equation would be y equals m, which is -3, x plus our b, which is 2. If it was a negative b, you would write -2. Alright, let's try another one. Okay, y equals mx plus b. Okay, so our m is our slope. Okay, rise over run. And that goes here in this part of the graph, the equation I mean. Our slope is a flat line. Okay, our slope is 0. Okay, our b is the y-intercept. Okay, and the b is where the line crosses the y-axis, right here. So if I start at the center, I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4. So down to -4. So our equation would be y equals our slope m, which is 0, and then x, and then instead of +4, I'm going to write -4 because the slope is negative. You could also write this as y equals -4. Okay, because again, 0x will just become 0. 0 minus 4 is -4. Both of them would be correct, but the y equals -4 is the simplified version. Alright, last one here. Y equals mx plus b. First thing we want to do is find our m. Okay, our m. Okay, if I'm walking across this line, I am not rising or running, I'm just going up. Okay, it's an undefined slope. Okay, we can't walk on that line. Our b. Okay, our b is the y-intercept. So it's where it would cross the y-axis. That line does not cross the y-axis, but it does cross the x-axis. Okay, so in this case, we do not have a y-intercept, we have an x-intercept. So our equation is actually going to become x equals, and it equals the number that the dot is on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So x equals 6 would be our equation. Okay, that's the last example. If you have questions, reach out to me. You guys do have an assessment on this tomorrow, so make sure you ask questions. That way you can do well on the assessment. I will let you guys go for now. Keep working hard. Ask questions if you need it, and I will be here to help. I hope everyone has a great day and a great week. I will talk to you soon.